I'm sitting outside, got my husband's phone, got my coffee, got everything else that I need. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got something a little bit different for you today. I've got about 30 questions about me that you guys did not know. So let's just jump right in. I've got my husband's phone, all my questions written down. Question number 1, where did you grow up? I grew up in Washington. Question number 2, who was your childhood best friend? My childhood best friend was this wonderful girl named Brittany. She lived like a couple houses down from mine, so we would always like walk back and forth in between each other's houses. We would have like sleepovers. We spent all of our time growing up together, and she was just the greatest. Question number 3. What is the dumbest way you have ever been injured? So, back a couple years ago, I was like horse playing with my husband, just like fooling around, being super stupid. And I went to like smack him, and my hand like slid down off of his shoulder, and I ended up, I don't know, like my fingers did like the splits, but I tore the ligament in this hand like right here. And ever since, my pinky does not lie completely flat against my hand anymore. It sucked. Don't ever tear the ligaments in your finger. It hurt really bad. And it took like a little while to heal. I had to have like my finger wrapped up for a while. So yeah, not fun. Question number 4. How tall are you? I am 5'2". Question number 5. Dogs or cats? I am more of a cat person. I do like dogs and I like puppies. They're very cute, but I honestly think that cats are a lot less work. I do like dogs and I do want a puppy someday. I want Bubby to grow up with dogs and puppies and stuff. I did not grow up with dogs. I grew up with cats, so maybe that's why I'm more of a cat person. Question number 6. What year were you born? I was born in 1989. Question number 7. Have you ever been to college? I have been to college. I went to school to become a medical assistant. Question number 8. Which task or chore is your least favorite? I absolutely hate laundry. It is the worst ever. I don't mind doing the laundry. I don't mind loading the washer in the dryer, but I absolutely hate folding and putting away clothes. It is the worst ever. I have like a pile on the end of my bed that has been sitting there for the past like 3 or 4 days, and I just like pick out my socks from the pile of clothes. Question number 9. What is your favorite drink? I am a water person. If I am not, okay, so like first thing in the morning when I wake up, I have a cup of coffee, but then after that, I drink water all day long, just water. Question 10. Which famous person would you like to meet? I don't think I would actually want to meet a famous person just because I get super like tongue-tied and twisted and I wouldn't know what to say, so I would be like awkward and then I would stay embarrassed about it forever. So, no, don't want to meet anyone famous. Question number 11. What perfume do you use? My absolute favorite perfume of all time is Michael Kors Glam Jasmine. I wear it all the time. Question 12. What is your favorite movie? I have so many movies that I love, so it's hard to just like name one. There was like movies that I watched all the time in my childhood, and The Little Mermaid, Disney's The Little Mermaid, would probably be at the very top of my list. I watched it all throughout my childhood. I could never get tired of watching it. I love singing all the songs. It's a great, fun movie. There's so many movies that I like, though. Pirates of the Caribbean. Lately, my husband and I have been watching Star Wars, and it's super funny because Bubby's getting into Star Wars, too. He thinks, like, the aircrafts are cool and, like, the battles. I don't know. Moving on. Question 13. What is your favorite thing about marriage? So I think my favorite thing about marriage is just the fact that I have a lifelong partner. So I have someone to share my life with and to grow old with, and that's just something that I've always wanted. I've always dreamed of, you know, once I get married, I'm going to have one husband, and that's it. We're forever. Question number 14. How did you meet your husband? So I met my husband back in 2009. Bubby up there. I met my husband back in 2009. My car was like acting funny, so I went to go take it to a mechanic, which just so happened to be Robbie. And he asked me out, and I told him no, and he asked me out like a couple more times after that, and I kept saying no because I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship down in California, and I was not in a place where I wanted to date anybody, so I kept telling him no. He kept asking me out. He was very, very persistent, and then finally, after about like a week of me telling him no, I decided to just go ahead and say yes, and I figured if the date was horrible, I wouldn't have to see him again, and yeah, 10 years later, here we are. Best decision of my life. I've spent every day with him since. Question number 15. What is our song? I don't know. We don't like have like a song that we listen to all the time and we're like, oh, that's our song. The song that I would probably consider to be our song would be the one that we danced to at our wedding, which would be Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. I absolutely love that song. It is so beautiful. Question 16. What movie scared you as a kid? The worst movie in the entire world, Stephen King's It, the original. Question 17. Tea or coffee? Coffee. Question number 18. How did you know that you were ready for marriage? So for me, I knew I was ready when I couldn't picture myself spending my life with anybody else. So I knew that he was the one I wanted to marry because I didn't want to date anybody else. I didn't want to see anybody else. I knew that he was it and I was going to spend the rest of my life with that. I knew I was going to spend the rest of my life with him, and I made that happen. It took a long time though. It took like 7 years, but I made it happen. Question number 19. How long was your longest relationship? So my longest relationship is the one that I am currently in, which is 10 years, almost 11 years this summer. Question number 20. Do you believe in fate or destiny? I absolutely do. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and yeah. Question 21. How many siblings do you have? I have 2 sisters. Question 22. Most memorable vacation moment? So Robbie and I have been on like so many different vacations together. That's one of the things that we absolutely love to do together. We travel all the time. We're very sporadic, or at least we used to be. We take lots of little weekend trips. We've gone like all over the state. We've gone all over Washington State together. We've gone all over Oregon State together. So we love traveling, but I think my absolute most memorable vacation with him was the cruise that we took for our honeymoon. And the most memorable moment of that cruise would be the train ride that we took up in Skagway, Alaska, and we went up like through the Yukon, and there was like glaciers and bridges and tunnels, and it was so beautiful. I would 100% recommend a Alaskan cruise. Question 23. Do you have any bad habits? I do. Unfortunately, I vape, and it is one of my goals of this year to quit. I'm going to make that happen. Question 24. What is your favorite Netflix show? So, I don't have much time for TV these days, other than like kids shows and stuff. Lately, I've been watching Outlander, which is a Starz show, but I've been watching on Netflix, so that's gotta count. Question 25. What theme parks have you been to? I have been to, over in Idaho, I've been to Silverwood, I've been to Wild Waves, and I've been to Disneyland and California Adventures. So not too many. Question 26. What was your dream job as a kid? I really wanted to be a veterinarian when I was a child, but then growing up, I get very attached to animals, and so I hate to see them suffering and in pain. So it would be not a great fit for me. Instead, I turned to like medical for humans instead of for animals. Question 27. Have you moved from home? Where to, and what was the experience? I did move from home. I moved far away. I moved down to California from Washington, and it was a horrible experience. Not the location, the people. Yeah, so I moved back home shortly, like a month. I was only gone for like a month. I moved back and I met my husband. So everything happens for a reason. Question 28. What do you do in your free time? I do not have much free time these days with my toddler running around, but usually after he goes to bed, I will read like a book on my Kindle or watch a movie with my husband, cuddle, that sort of thing. I love to crochet. I love making hats and scarves and gloves and socks, boot cuffs. Boot cuffs are my favorite to make. So every year I always hand make things for like my family and for my close friends. I always hand make them something for Christmas. This year it happened to be scarves. So it was my first year doing scarves and it was a lot of fun. They turned out great. They were so cute. Question 29. What is your fashion style? I don't think I have one. If I do, someone please comment down below. I think it would be called Tired Mom. Lots of leggings, messy buns, sweatshirts. Yeah. Last but not least, do you have any pets? Show them to us. I do. I have 3 cats. This big boy right here is Batman. Say hi, Batman. This girl right here is our Lulu. Lulu. I'll see if I can go find Mimo, but I think she is taking a nap with the baby right now. So yeah, she is our 3rd cat. She looks very similar to Lulu. I'm sure you guys have seen her running around the house. She's my baby. She actually came from Lulu. Lulu came home pregnant one day and she was like kind of too far along to like have the babies evacuated. So we decided to let her continue the pregnancy, and once the kittens were born and old enough to go off on their own, we found homes for them, for all of them except for one. And it worked out because she is my baby and she follows me around everywhere. She sleeps with me every night. I think she was actually telling me I was pregnant with my son before I even realized it. She just started acting so funny. So if you guys want to hear about that, leave me a comment down below and maybe I'll do a story time on what it was like to be pregnant with my son. That was like a long time ago. So I think that just about does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and you learned a little bit about me that you guys didn't know before. Kind of like the mom behind the camera. I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you next time. Bye guys.